They said majority draw. They cheated Roach. Roach got robbed.
Great performance. Roach won the story.
Roach won the story. He didn't get the win.
We just witnessed something we were all never expecting. Tank Davis, the undefeated knockout artist, the pay-per-view star, the so-called face of boxing, going to a draw against Lamont Roach, and not just any draw. A controversial one filled with questionable officiating, fighter excuses, and boxing fans left wondering if this was the worst robbery they had seen in recent years.
Knockdown, I would win the majority decision. Honestly, I thought I should have won without that, but the rules do state if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic.
First in the line of reaction was Crawford, who for the last few days has made it clear he doesn't like Tank one bit. And he wasn't about to let him off the hook with what he saw as a weak excuse for taking a knee in the 9th round. Crawford went straight to Twitter, no hesitation, no sugarcoating, saying some of y'all need to watch Mayweather versus Hernandez and see Mayweather take a knee because he hurt his hand and it was called a knockdown, not from a punch either.
Why do you think that they didn't take a point off?
The referee missed it.
He followed up with the knockout punch of tweets. I've never seen someone take a knee, and they don't count it as a knockdown. They must have forgotten the rules for tonight. They robbed that boy, and it's crazy. And just when people thought he was done, he added the finishing blow. Roach won, and that should have been called a knockdown. Let's see what happens. Crawford didn't just criticize the decision. He made it clear he believed Roach had done enough to win outright. And he wasn't alone. Among those backing him was His Excellency Turki Alalshik, the man behind some of the biggest boxing events in the world today. Turki didn't hold back, calling out the bigger issue that had fans fuming. Not just the controversial result, but the fact that this fight was locked behind an $80 pay-per-view wall, only to leave viewers disappointed. If you're charging people $80 for PPV, he emphasized, you better give them a great card with top-tier production. This event simply wasn't worth the money, and if Turki is saying that, you know it's a real problem. This is a man who has been organizing mega events in Saudi Arabia, where fans expect top-tier boxing for the price they pay. If he's suggesting that Tank is no longer delivering, that's a serious blow to Davis's reputation.
Did his thing, but Gervonta Davis is the champ, and it takes, a lot to be able to beat the champ. But Roach definitely had something that we all wasn't expecting later in the power, his combination.
Then there was Shakur Stevenson, who has been chasing a fight with Tank for a long time. Despite the controversy, Stevenson made one thing clear. He still wants the fight. Ian even got "How's on, dude," like he would do me, but I'm still ready and willing to fight. Let's make it happen. But he didn't ignore what happened in the ring either. In a calm yet direct statement, he admitted, I thought Lamont won. Stevenson wanted his shot at Tank, but at the same time, he acknowledged what everyone else saw. This wasn't a performance worthy of the so-called face of boxing. And yet the controversy didn't end there.
I think he got overconfident. I think he was thinking Lamont wasn't that good. I told everybody how the fight was going to go. The fight went exactly how I said. Exactly.
After seeing this performance from Gervonta, do you believe your confidence has gone a little bit more up?
My confidence been up.
Ryan Garcia, the social media king of boxing, didn't waste a second before jumping in. And when Ryan reacts, you know it's going to get people talking. Lamont won. That simple. No extra words, no hesitation. Then, he took a direct shot at the sport itself. Not calling that knockdown is the wildest thing I've ever seen in boxing. That kind of stuff makes boxing look bad. And just to put the finishing touch on it, he added, crazy stuff. See you on May 2nd. With that, Ryan made sure the world knew that, unlike Tank, he's got a fight lined up, and he doesn't plan on leaving fans with any controversial draws. Danny Garcia, meanwhile, took a different approach. He didn't just focus on the fight, he used this moment to remind everyone why Floyd Mayweather was in a league of his own. That's why I always say, that's how you know how great Floyd Mayweather was, because no matter who he fought and how close it was, he always won. Even if he was supposed to beat somebody easily, he still did it. That's why boxing is better when you fight the best. If you lose, you lost to a fighter like you, a dog like you. But if you lose to a fighter with less of a name when you were supposed to win or have a performance like this, it hurts. It hurts your resume a little bit. Not to the people who love you, but to the people who really know boxing. Danny wasn't outright saying Tank is finished, but he was pointing out that performances like this can damage a fighter's legacy. And considering how often Tank has been compared to Floyd, this was a reminder that he hasn't reached that level yet. Then came the post-fight madness. Tank, clearly frustrated with the reaction from the crowd, tried to explain what happened. When you are sweating and cess like that, the grease came into my face, and it burnt my eyes. Yo, why y'all booing like I'm talking nonsense? That didn't do much to calm anyone down. If anything, it made things worse because what fans wanted to hear was accountability, not an excuse about hair grease.
You touch the canvas, blood touch, and it's due to a punch, or even if you hurt and you go down, that's a knockdown. That's what I know from the rules of boxing.
Roach, on the other hand, handled things like a man who truly believed he had won. Tank is a great fighter, and I thank him for the opportunity to show the world, to all the people who doubted me, all the people who talked rubbish, and all the fake boxing media. Even though I didn't get the official win tonight, I thought I did, and in my book, that's a victory. But we're not satisfied. We need a real W. If you voluntarily take a knee and the ref starts counting, that should be a knockdown. And if that's a knockdown, I win the fight.
How do you assess his power after being in there for 12?
He got decent power. He got decent power for sure. I ain't gonna say it's exaggerated. I told you I got a chin. I ain't going like that.
There was no need for a translator. Roach made it plain and simple. He believed he should have won and wants justice for it. This whole situation also raises serious questions about Tank's future. Before the fight, Davis mentioned he only wanted to fight 3 more times before retiring. Now, with a controversial draw on his record, does he still stick to that plan? Does he chase a rematch with Roach to clear his name? Or does he move on to bigger fights, hoping fans forget this ever happened?
Right. And so I think it was maybe a lack of focus.
And then there's the matter of Calvin Ford. Tank's longtime trainer wasn't in his corner for this fight. Could that have played a role in his performance? It's certainly a topic of discussion because, whether you believe in the impact of a coach or not, something was clearly off about Tank in this fight. But sympathy? Tank didn't get any of that from other boxing pros. They were clear. This wasn't a performance worthy of a champion, and many believe Roach should have been the rightful winner.
Spectacular fighter. I told y'all from the beginning, man, that I got the skills to pay the bills. I've been telling y'all that. And I'm just glad I got to show it, honestly. I'm glad I got to show it. I appreciate, like I said before, I appreciate true boxing.
However, things might be taking a new turn if the rumors are true. Turki Alalshik is reportedly working on a Devin Haney versus Tank Davis fight. Haney himself wasted no time trolling Tank. After the fight, he posted, "I was waiting for the backflip," mocking Tank's signature celebration, which was noticeably absent this time. It was a clear dig, suggesting that Davis had nothing to celebrate after struggling against an opponent many expected him to dominate. Haney has been one of Tank's biggest critics, and this moment only gave him more ammunition. For years, he's called out Davis, questioning his resume and the level of competition he faces. This draw only reinforced what Haney and others have been saying. Tank isn't as unbeatable as he thinks. Terrence Crawford took it even further, claiming Tank has never been the elite talent he believes himself to be. To Bud, this fight proved that Davis is vulnerable and would be completely exposed against a true technical boxer. Tank isn't what he thinks he is. Crawford stated, adding that Shakur, Devin, or even Keyshawn would break his ego worse than Roach just did. Crawford didn't hold back, essentially dismissing Davis as an overrated fighter who has been carefully matched to protect his undefeated record. In his view, a skilled technician like Shakur Stevenson, a relentless pressure fighter like Devin, Haney, or even the young and hungry Keyshawn Davis would completely dismantle Tank, shattering his confidence. If that happens, the controversy from this fight will quickly be forgotten because it would set up one of the biggest matchups in boxing today. But the question remains, will Tank take that challenge, Or will he try to run it back with Roach? First, what do you think? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.